Hi guys, it's Friday Sews and it's been a while since I've been with you. So stay tuned to see where I've been and what I've been up to. I hope you're all well. It has been, I want to say, 3-4 weeks since I've been on. So firstly, massive thank you to everybody that has reached out to me to find out where I've been. I've had quite a few lovely messages just saying we haven't seen you online for a little while, both on YouTube and Instagram. Hope all's okay. Now, I have popped up a couple of notifications just to say that there hasn't been Friday Sews because I've not been too well, and that's the reason why. So it was really lovely to receive those messages, both over on Instagram, because I think there's some people that don't necessarily watch my channel that had noticed I hadn't been posting on there either. Long story short, because I just don't want to bore you with my health problems, I had a cold. I'm asthmatic, and in typical form, it went to my chest. I developed pleurisy, and I had an asthma attack. I ended up in hospital, and subsequently, I've also developed something called costochondritis. I don't know if I'm saying that right, where it's basically inflammation of all of the rib cage. So I have been off of work, much to my annoyance, and I've had lots of bed rest. I'm allergic to any kind of anti-inflammatory, so diclofenac, naproxen, ibuprofen, which of course is one of the main pain relief and medications that help this. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. I've been put on medication that doesn't agree with me, just as a pain reliever. So yeah, not been well at all. Now I am on my way out. I think I've still got a little way to go. I get a couple of hours relief in the morning from a new pain reliever that they've given me. But yeah, it's a couple of hours and then I'm back to lots of pain and laying down. But what that has done is it's meant that this week I have been a little bit more able. So I've done a little bit more sort of movement around my house. I have done a little bit of sewing, and I say a little bit of sewing. And yeah, I have made a lot of purchases online, because if you can't sew, you fabric shop, apparently, in my case anyway. I don't know if anybody else is like that. So yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks. So just thank you so much to everybody that has reached out, and I really do appreciate it. I am on the mend. I will get there. I'm hoping to be able to go back to work in some sort of capacity next week. I don't know what that will look like, but yeah, we'll just see what happens. So for the eagle-eyed of you, I am wearing glasses. I think the last time I vlogged, I said that I needed glasses and that I would be going and picking them up. And yeah, so these are my glasses that I've got to wear all the time, which I think do a pretty good job of hiding the mess that is my face at the moment. Yeah, so just makes me look less rough, I think. Right, so I have got some bits to show you. Before I got poorly, or the week before I went off and I stopped filming, I think it was the week that I just had the cold, I did get a Marley blouse made up out of a gorgeous double gauze that I got from Jenny Stitches, and I've been dying to share this with you. Now, what I will say, guys, is I have not put this on to take a photo. I am struggling movement wise with my upper body, so you'll have to forgive me, and I will get a photo and stick it on Instagram when I'm a little bit better. But the Marley blouse is this gorgeous blouse. I'll pop a picture of the line drawings in by Tilly in the buttons, but essentially it's got lots of different variations to it. You can have lots of ruffles. You could have a ruffled neck, you could have a ruffle over the shoulder, and You can have pin tucks on the arms and you can have pin tucks across the top. Now, I'm quite simplistic. I do love a neck ruffle. And I did this on a version that I made in a dress, which I'll pop in a picture so you can see that version. But yeah, I love how this has come together in this double gauze. This is completely influenced by Rowan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl. She made a beautiful double gauze Barney in an olive green fabric, if I remember rightly. And when I saw this fabric on Jenny Stitches, I was like, it's a leopard print, it's gorgeous, I have got to get that. And when it arrived, I was like, yeah, that's got to be made up into a Marnie. Now, I'm not a fan of pin tucks, so obviously I've left them off. The first one that I made was in a viscose, and with the drape of a viscose, I could get away with it, but I think even though I'd sized down in the Tilly and Buttons sizes, it was still too big for me, and it was very apparent on the shoulders. I mean, I have to make a shoulder adjustment, narrow shoulder adjustment with most Tilly and the Buttons patterns anyway. So yeah, what I've actually done with this one, so the one that I've shown you is in a size 6, or it might even be a size 5. And I'm usually between a 6 and a 7, depending on the pattern in Tilly and the Buttons patterns. This was made in a size 4. The shoulders are perfect on it for me. I don't need to make any adjustments to that whatsoever. And because there is so much ease in this pattern, in the way it fits, it's perfect in the way it flows over my body. And one of my favourite things about this blouse is the arms, because you've got these gorgeous gathered sleeve here, and then this just an elasticated cuff, which is nice and simple and comfy to wear. And then on the back, you've got a gorgeous, how many times can I say gorgeous? You've got a lovely keyhole opening. And it's so, although it's more involved make, it's quite simple to put together. And then I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's going to show up in this light. That is like a greeny button with lots of different types of greens in it. It's like a pearlized effect. That button came from, I went charity shopping with my girls, quite a while back, and they had like a bag of buttons, and I don't know whether they'd taken them off of old garments, but I paid something like $4.99 for this massive bag of buttons. That was one of the buttons in there. I think I had about 7 or 8 of those buttons. So I've started slowly, giving me something to do whilst I've been poorly, sorting out all of these buttons and pairing up and finding out which ones are my odd ones out. So yeah, I got that done before I got poorly, and I just really wanted to show it off because it's beautiful. I have made this for work, but I think it'd also look quite nice casually with a pair of jeans to go out for dinner. So that is what I've been making, or what I have made. Now this week I have been able to do a little bit of sewing. As I said, first thing in the morning, I am quite good. I am not on my strong pain relief that just makes me go to sleep, to be perfectly honest with you. So I have been, and my GP's encouraging me to do a little bit movement. So I've made some pajama bottoms because I'm living in pajama bottoms. The top I'm wearing is a badly made Tilly and the Buttons Agnes tee. It was a toile version that I made just to check the fitting. As you can see, I made this ages ago. This here is like far too big for me up top. I need to size down. I think I made this in a size 6. But it fits me perfectly everywhere else, so I just need to grade it out. So when I made these pajama bottoms up, I thought, wow, this it doesn't matter because the fitting's bad on this. I can just wear this with these. But I'm living in pajama bottoms at the moment, so I just thought it would be a really good idea to make myself up another pair. I've literally lived in my Stella hoodie and jogging set this past couple of weeks. And when it goes into the wash, I've been putting on, I only actually have shorts and vest top pajamas, and yeah, they're obviously not practical in this colder weather, so making these up has just given me another alternative of something to wear whilst I'm at home. So I'm not going to stand up because I think that'll be uncomfortable, so I'm just going to pop some footage in here, which I'll take after I film this, of the pajama bottoms. These bottoms are made out of a brushed cotton that I got from First for Fabrics. I think I got a 1.5 meters of the actual brush cotton. But it's a Tilly and the Buttons pattern. Again, it's the Jamie pajamas bottoms, and I have done it with the drawstring through as well. It's usually a really quick sew. I must admit it has taken me quite a while to do it, but it is usually a really quick sew. I've just been chipping away at these over a couple of mornings, just as and when I feel like it. But it gives me something else to wear whilst I'm at home. So yes, that's the Jamie Pajama Bottoms by Tilly and the Buttons Patterns. I feel really out of sorts filming. It's really bizarre. I need to film my So Frugal vlog for Monday, for the vlogging tour, which I really want to do, because I've had so much time on my hands. I have literally found so many different patterns that I like the look of making, and I had a list of 30. And I've just about managed to halve that list. So it gave me something really fun to do. The other thing that I've done quite a bit of is fabric shopping online. Now, one of the fabrics that I bought was the brushed cotton from First for Fabrics, which obviously you would have seen because I've made that up. Rainbow Fabrics did a bit of a remnants drop. I think it was at the beginning of the week, maybe Friday. And I'd seen from some of the footage on social media, this fabric. Now, it is a polyester fabric, but it's red and it's leopard print, and there was 2.6 meters of it. Now, I literally went straight onto the Rainbow Fabrics website at 5 o'clock because I knew that there was only a remnant piece of this, and I knew I wanted it. Now, because it's polyester, I'm going to have to be careful with what I actually choose to make with it, because, you know, you get quite sweaty in this. But how beautiful is this? It's just gorgeous. You can tell it's polyester. It feels polyester-ish. But I did think I could use maybe my All Set to Sew pattern that came this month to make one of these that I could then maybe wear over something, where it is make the version without the sleeves, with just the bias binding armholes. I'll put a picture of the line drawings in for the hinterland dress, but I thought this would make kind of like a nice pinafore. I could put like a black turtleneck underneath it, and some tights, although I do know that polyester likes tights, it likes to stick to them. But equally in the summer it could be like a nice flowy dress, but actually all the areas that you tend to sweat, sorry, probably not a thought that you want to think of, but all those areas tend to will be in the open kind of thing. So that's one of the options. The other options was the Grainline Studio Scout Tee, I think it is, which is a woven t-shirt pattern. I thought this would make a really nice t-shirt. Equally, the Tilly and the Buttons lot dress, I think there's just enough to get that out of it. So all of them are quite straightforward, simple patterns. So that was one of the fabrics that I've been buying. Obviously, this Jenny and Stitches fabric came beforehand, and I got some gold leaf double gauze. I have had some other fabrics delivered in the time, but I could not go and get them out. I'm sorry, guys, to show you, but this one was in my stash down here, so I was able to get this one out. This is a chambray by Pound Fabrics. It was really inexpensive. It was in the sale. It's a beautiful light colour. I think I got 3 meters of this, if I remember rightly, maybe 2, because I want to make a skirt with this. And I was actually thinking about making there's a skirt in the Sew Over It ebook that I have. I think it might be the City Break book, and it has buttons all down the front. It's a very fitted skirt, So I am umming and ahhing about that. But what I'm thinking of doing today to ease my boredom is to go on to NetPrinter and order some of my patterns. And last night I sat and downloaded my Sew Over It patterns that I hadn't got printed yet, including some of the ebook patterns, because it's not long been payday, and it would be nice to do that. And if I don't end up going back to work next week, I need something to do because I am so bored. I've actually rewatched every series of The Sewing Bee, which was fun. When you can't sew, watching somebody else sew is interesting. I also think I've exhausted every favourite vlogger. I've actually gone back through some of my favourite vloggers and watched some of their older videos that I've never seen. Never thought I'd find myself doing that. It was good fun. All of you lovely vloggers out there, sewing vloggers, have really kept me entertained over the last few weeks. So yeah, that was the beautiful chambray pattern that I've got. The other pattern that I had in mind for that was I think it's the Clements skirt out of the very first Tilly book, which is like a self-draft pattern. But I really like this. This is gorgeous. And I think either way, skirt pattern in my head. I mean, I could even make the Ava skirt out of this, I suppose, from Sew Over It, as it would be more like a little denim skirt. But yeah, lots of options there. So that's the other thing that I've done. So really today is not a long vlog. Obviously I haven't got a lot to share with you. I just wanted to pop on, say hi. I am still about. I will be bringing out my Sew Frugal vlog, which I'm going to film in a moment. And yeah, and leave it at that. Hopefully next week I will be back. Hopefully I would have made a couple more bits for you. And hopefully I'll be a little bit brighter on screen for you. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch me this week. It's lovely to be back with you all. And I will catch you all next week. Happy sewing. Bye.